What is going on, Pete? This is your boy Jay, and welcome to another episode of Table Talk with Jay. In this topic, we're going to be talking about the controversial teacher versus student, the North Carolina incident. Now, there's a lot of mixed views about what happened, and a lot of people saying the teacher's wrong or the student was wrong. Everybody blaming the teacher. Here's my take on it. I have a problem when most of you parents or mammies, because these babies are being raised by you single mammies. I have a problem with you mammies who are okay when your kids are disrespectful to grown-ups until that grown-up is you. You don't have a problem with your kids being disrespectful towards grown-ups, but it's a problem when them same kids are disrespectful to you. People are saying, oh, the teacher could have handled it a lot better. The teacher could have did this. The teacher could have done that. Let's look at it like this. Okay. If the teacher is doing something, as a matter of fact, disciplining your kid for whatever your kid did, your kid doesn't have any right to go and assert themselves and undermine the discipline of that teacher if that teacher hadn't put their hands on them. When we were in school, the teacher was allowed to whoop our asses, okay? We got spankings. We got all kinds of stuff that happened to us in school. And besides, when we were in school, you didn't want your parents coming up to the school because that meant embarrassment. When I was a kid growing up, we didn't disrespect teachers in school because we didn't want our parents coming up to the school disciplining us and embarrassing us in school. See, we didn't act up in school. We didn't act up in school because the last thing you wanted was for your mama to have to come up to that school because you already knew what was going to happen if your mama had to come up to that school. It wasn't going to end well for you. It was not going to end well for you. But see, we're in a day and age and an era where kids can be totally disrespectful to grown-ups and the parents ain't got nothing to say about it until the kid is being disrespectful to them. People feel like, well, the teacher could have handled this, that, and the other. Well, it showed the video where the student tried to swing on that teacher. These teachers, I don't understand why these teachers got to put up with some of y'all disrespectful kids. They got to come to work and put up with your untrained, disrespectful child. Just like I said in the previous videos, you take responsibility and credit for that child's success. You need to take credit and responsibility for that child's failure and for that child's actions and attitude and the way they portray themselves in the school system. I can guarantee you this, and I want to say shout out to my homegirl at the Pink Book Lesson Channel. She said this: I guarantee you if them people's talking about start taking away them food stamps because your kids acting up, I guarantee you y'all ass get them kids right. Now, let them people threaten to take them food stamps away from some of y'all. I guarantee you y'all ass to get right. Them people say, you know what, since your kid acting up in school, we're going to take some food, we're going to take the food stamps away from you. We're going to start taking, since your kid don't know how to act right in school, we're going to start punishing you for it. And you should be punished for your action, for the actions of your kids, because they get it from y'all anyway. Y'all sit up and drink and smoke, and y'all sit up and treat these kids like they y'all buddies, like they y'all homies or whatever. You don't treat them like, there's no parent-child relationship. There's a buddy relationship with these kids, and that's why most of them act the way they act. Because y'all more of a buddy to them than a parent. And then they get out here in society and think because they feel like the way they feel with you that they can do that with everybody. Everybody ain't going for that. I guarantee you they won't act like that with the police or any authoritative figure with a badge or anything. Anybody with a authority, they're not going to act like that with them police or whatever. I don't understand this. How some of y'all can sit here and allow your kids to be disrespectful. No home training at all. None whatsoever. And then y'all want men to come in and take you serious, and then they got to deal with your disrespectful ass child? No way. No thanks. Nobody should have to put up with your disrespectful ass kid. Nobody. Teacher, nobody should have to deal with your disrespectful buzzard ass child. Because you, as a parent, failed this child. This ain't got nothing to do with the daddy being absent or none of that, because you are raising this child. Now, like I said, this child becomes successful in all this, you got all the credit, you get all the praise, you get all the glory for the success of this child, but don't want to take no responsibility for the way your kids act in school, for the failure of your kids. You failed these kids. Y'all failed these kids, man. They act the way they act because of you. You allow them to get away with so much. And then y'all want to reward them with Jordans and designer shit. And these motherfuckers can barely read and write. They can barely read and write. They get rewarded for bad behavior. Don't care what the report card look like, because my baby finna get all the Jordans. My baby finna get all the designer stuff. My baby finna get this. And your baby's stupid as hell in school. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. It is what it is. Your child is stupid as hell in school. Your child can barely read and write because you can barely read and write. You can't teach your child nothing because you don't know nothing. You barely passed school. You barely graduated. And if you did, you probably graduated with a special ed diploma. I mean, these special ed parents having kids. Barely know anything. Could barely read and write your damn self. And then you can't teach your kids nothing because you don't know nothing. Then you're relying on the school system to teach your kids something. These people are stressful having to come to work to deal with your disrespectful ass kids. Because you don't even teach them that. You don't even teach them anything about respect. You don't teach them anything about discipline. But your kid can go to school and do something, and you know everybody else around is held liable for your kid's actions but you. That teacher shouldn't have had to put up with that disrespect with that child like that. If that child was doing her job in school, trying to learn and do what she's supposed to be doing, that incident doesn't happen. That don't happen. But see, a lot of you parents, you mammies, it's your fault. Because you sure love to take the glory and the praise for if that child becomes something special, or if this child grows up to be, you ain't got no problem taking responsibility for that. But when these kids acting up and all that, it's always where the daddy at. Oh, they ain't got no father at home. No. Take the same amount of responsibility you take for the success of that child. Accept the same responsibility. But like I said, I bet you when they talking about, I bet you if them people was talking about cutting off them food stamps and shit, I bet you your ass would start getting them kids right then. Let them people come to threaten them food stamps. Let them come to threaten your Section 8. Let them come threaten your low-income housing. Let them come and threaten anything that they gave you because of them kids. Because a lot of y'all wouldn't have these benefits if it wasn't for the kids. Let's be clear. A lot of y'all wouldn't have Section 8 and low-income housing and food stamps and all these government benefits if it wasn't for those kids. I think some of y'all had these babies for the wrong reasons. I'm just going to be honest. I believe most of y'all have babies for these kids for the wrong reasons. Y'all really don't give a damn about these kids. The only time you care about these kids is tax time and when it comes to getting them food stamps. This is your boy Jay, signing off, saying peace, be safe, be blessed. I'm out of here.